What is up, guys? JayFerGaming here. Welcome back to my F1 2016 career mode. This is round 17 in Season 3, the Japanese Grand Prix. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Do remember to hit subscribe, and everyone's got to check out the last race last time out. The Malaysia Grand Prix, weather affected as per usual, and it was really a fantastic race, and it's helped us in the driver's standings. We are now ahead of our teammate. Got a 6-point buffer to him, and just everything's looking a lot better than it did earlier in the season. So we can look positively to the future. We've stopped the R&D, so we'll be getting new upgrades for next season. And yeah, hopefully that takes our car to the top. We are in a personal rivalry between myself and my teammate. Currently, Nico's just ahead of us in that. And in terms of the vehicle performance, you can see the confirmation that R&D has been seized, and we'll be saving them points the next season with the aim of trying to catch up to Renault, who look like they're dominating the constructors this season. You can see in terms of recent form, we've done pretty well. We've got 2 podiums in the past 3 races and some solid points finishes in Singapore, Belgium, and in terms of the Suzuka circuit in past seasons, we actually won in Season 2. That was due to the tyre wear glitch. I didn't know about that at the time, so I thought, wow, I'm the master of tyre wear around here. But no, it was the tyre wear glitch. And in Season 1, we had a genuine 3rd position. So we've got some great form here. Hopefully we can do the same this weekend and get some decent points. Let's see what happens in qualifying.
Welcome to Japan and the impressive Suzuka track for today's qualifying session, where we should be underway shortly.
Looks like we have an absolute monsoon going on in qualifying here. We're on our 2nd run. This isn't at the end of the session. There is still quite a bit of time to go. Currently in P9, and we're going to dramatically improve our time as the rain is supposed to lighten up during the session. So conditions are improving and our time is improving quite dramatically. That puts us in P7. But now, drying conditions near the end of the session, I decided to put the intermediate tyres on. I think they are perfect for the current conditions. And we got held up by a Sauber there. Why Sauber are releasing their car onto the track with a minute to go? Like, what's the point? AI logic once again. I'm not going to call them dumb like I do in practically every race of the season. But look at that, we're purple in the first 2 sectors. Things are looking pretty good at the moment. Hamilton's currently put in a time for pole position, but looks like we might be able to beat it. We're nearly 4.5 seconds up on our previous best. Come to the line. Can we get pole position at the Japanese Grand Prix Monsoon Fest? Whatever you want to call it. No, we can't. Jolyon Palmer, my old teammate. Why do you do this to me? 2 tenths quicker than us. We're just ahead of Hamilton, but that is very positive. Looking forward to the race. Quite a lot of drivers didn't put a lap in on the intermediates, and it really didn't pay off for them. I'm gonna bring up what Gutierrez is doing in 14th place on Intus, but oh well. Let's get to the Japanese Grand Prix. So wow, totally different conditions from qualifying. It's going to be a dry race all the way through by the looks of things. So in terms of strategy, I thought the best way to go would be to use 1 set of each compound. And starting on the mediums, I don't like starting on the hards anymore because you lose too much time. I do prefer starting on the middle compound, which in this case is the medium. So we're going to go for that. Hopefully softs at the end, but we're on the front row for the Japanese Grand Prix. 5 lights and away we go. We get a better initial getaway than Palmer, but no, we're falling further back. We've got Hamilton on our left. There's a minor coming down our inside. This could get very tricky into turn 1, and Verline's made contact with the rear of Lewis Hamilton. He's gone spinning, and I don't know if there's a bit of a traffic jam behind. There is. Verline is out of the race, and the safety car is out, and we make contact with the back of Lewis Hamilton. Oh, I hate it when the AI do that. They brake suddenly when the safety car comes out, and we just don't have enough time to react. We've damaged our front wing. Oh, Massa's gone straight into Verline there, broken his suspension, but Verline blocked the whole track. And you'll see here, safety car deployed. I hate it when the AI do that so much. You just don't have enough time to react, and I've paid the price, so we're probably going to have some understeer issues. But on the restart at the end of lap 4, we're getting ready, and away we go. Can we get close enough to Hamilton into turn 1? He is on the hard compound tyres, so hopefully we'll be able to keep up with him. But we do have the Renault of Magnussen on the soft compound tyres just behind us, so he should be definitely a big threat. So we try and get close into turn 1 and 2. Nothing doing here. There's a lot of debris still there on the track from the turn 1 incident. Surprised the stewards haven't got rid of that, but can we get any closer to Hamilton? Probably not through sector 1, very tricky to overtake, but by the coming to the final sector of the lap, coming round Spoon Corner, we're under threat from Magnussen. I didn't expect to be dropping back from the hard compound runner of Hamilton, but it's just not working out at the moment. We don't have the straight line speed either. I've reduced the straight line speed to favour downforce, and it doesn't seem to be working at the moment. Magnussen goes through, we make a bit of contact with this rear, no further damage, but we broke a little bit too late there, and now Bottas might get us from behind as we come to the end of lap 5, but he's actually gone into the pits. As we know, the AI stick to their strategy no matter what happens, so the soft compound runners are starting to come into the pits, and now at the end of lap 8, Julian Palmer, that's what I say when I'm angry with him, Julian Palmer's into the pits, so Hamilton leads. The medium compound runners are starting to pit, but at this point I was thinking, I can take these tyres a lot further than lap 8. So I was considering a one-stop strategy at this point. I was going to stretch these tyres to around lap 13, 14, and then strap on a set of the hard tyres. I'm not going to say strap on in a video again, by the way. I can't believe I just said that. But now Hamilton's into the pits. Not a lot of on-track action is happening because of our different strategies. So hopefully we get a decent position that pays off from this strategy, but a one-stop around here is very tricky, especially without the tyre wear glitch, which I performed perfectly last season without even realising. So, come to the end of lap 13. Behind us, the two Renaults are actually in P2 and 3, all on different strategies, but they are closing up on me very dramatically, so we'll definitely be coming in because we're struggling with understeer, because I think we've got damage to the front wing still. Well, obviously we do, but it is causing quite a bit of understeer, but I've decided not to replace the front wing as we come into the pit sideways, and we just slow it down. I think we were 49 miles per hour at the line there, so very lucky not to get a drive-through penalty. We're coming out in P7, so all them cars have got the undercut on us, but we don't have to pit again. We might suffer with tyre wear at the end of the race, but if we have decent pace, we could definitely be fighting for the podium, even the win maybe. Might be a bit optimistic, but yeah, let's see how we do compared to the Ferrari of Kimi Räikkönen ahead. And actually, he had superior pace to me. I wasn't the quickest on these hard compound tyres. My teammate's into the pits now, and he's dropped further down the field, so Magnussen is actually behind us. So we've split the two Renaults. Palmer's quite far ahead. I don't know how he's pulled that off, but now we're going to be under a serious threat because our pace isn't the greatest and all the cars around us have fresher tyres than us, so we might struggle to take these tyres to the end. It was a strategic gamble, and now at the end of 18 we're paying the price really, as Magnussen should shoot past us because he's got much better straight line speed than us. I haven't said that often this season, but I think I might have got the setup wrong with the car, but the knowledge of Suzuka. Force the AI to the inside, they will go wide into turn 1, and we usually take the position back, but not this time side by side with Magnussen. We actually just get it back. Luckily, he didn't turn into us and spin us out or anything, but we're currently fighting for, I think, effective P3. Hamilton hasn't pit in the lead, but it looks like he might come out ahead of us. Magnussen using his superior straight line speed side by side into 130. I don't like going side by side here through here with the AI because I know they understeer into you every time. We're trying to go for a switchback into the famous final chicane. Can we fight back? Going for a switchback, trying to get a decent exit out the final chicane, and we've made contact. And Vettel, it's with Vettel. I didn't even notice Vettel was there. And he's just stuck his nose in and span us around. We'll see from the replay. He shouldn't be there. It's not a good move at all. But I suppose I should have seen it. But he did send us into a half spin. Yeah, he shouldn't have gone for that. And what's he going to do here? He's going to back off the track, probably lose a bit of time. We lost quite a bit of time. There's a slow car there. It stopped on the track and someone's absolutely punted it. And it's the Red Bull of Daniel Ricciardo. The AI, I don't want to say it. Actually, I'm going to say it. The AI are absolutely dumb in situations like this. Safety cars, crashing into cars. I don't know. But it puts us into P4. So we're nowhere near the podium. If anything, we're going to be defending P4. At this point, we've got the two Ferraris in close proximity if they don't pit. Carlos Sainz as well. And I was on the run to 130R, looking behind, and oh my god, it's 3 wide. That's not going to end well. That is not going to end well. I knew it at this point, and yellow flag, I was like, yep, called it correctly. I might have missed my braking zone, but at least we've got some action behind us. We'll see in the replay, the two Ferraris here. It's just not a good thing to see. 3 cars side by side into 130R, and it actually wasn't as bad as I first expected. Sebastian Vettel loses out. He was the middle of the sandwich, and it just a nudge wide, really. And unfortunately for us, that meant Raikkonen got ahead, and he was the one on the medium compound tyres. I think the other 2 cars were on the hards, but we do fight back against Raikkonen into the chicane. Late braking, nicely done. That's one way to defend your position. We actually got DRS on that, so that's worked out very well. But we do have 6 laps to go, and I'm struggling on these tyres. Hamilton has made his final pit stop, come out miles ahead of us. He's on the soft compound tyres, so his strategy's worked well. Now, we really are just defending P4, and it's from the 2 Ferraris. They have so much better pace than me at this moment, so Raikkonen's going for the move side by side into 130R, and Vettel's trying to make it 3 wide, but I block him out. We kind of let Raikkonen through, and we're going to fight back into the chicane again, trying to late brake, but no, we're too far back this time. And let's see if we can get close enough on the start-finish straight. The traction isn't great. We're struggling with oversteer, understeer. Remember, we still have that damaged front wing from the first lap. And DRS, we're looking for the move into turn 1. Can we get P4 back? We're going to look, but no. Raikkonen cuts us off. Oh, we make slight contact, pushing wide, but we're side by side through turn 2. Hulkenberg's in the pit for whatever reason. I don't care. But we're side by side into the first sector. No way can we get through this side by side. We have indeed. This is such a fantastic battle with Kimi, but we don't have the grip. We have a lot of oversteer there, and then probably some understeer here. Yes, a lot of steering everywhere. That's going to be a line for a future video. That is brilliant. But we lost the position to Raikkonen. Now we're defending P5 from his teammate Sebastian Vettel. Just look at our straight line speed. It's not good enough. Oh no, it's 3 wide once again. I'm backing out. Screw this. I was not going to be involved in that. Ricciardo's half spun. We've made contact with him. I think I corrected him. No, he's out the race actually. I didn't notice. I actually broke his front suspension. I tried my best to avoid him. I wanted to avoid the 3 wide as well, but it has not worked out for Daniel Ricciardo. Season 2 world champion, having an absolute shocking season. So he just understeers into the Ferrari. I try my best to avoid him, but it's unlucky for Daniel. Broken suspension, game over for the Red Bull driver. You can see at this point I go down through the gears. My miles per hour dramatically decreases. Just trying my best to avoid him. We're trying to turn left as much as possible, but no, we get unlucky. Luckily we don't get any damage from this. But there we go, suspension broken. He's out of the race. We lost another position to another Ferrari. That puts us in P6. 3 laps to go. We've got I think that's a 5-second gap to Rosberg in P7, who's on the medium compound tyres. I'm seriously struggling. But now on the final lap, we're coming through Spoon. But we've got Nico Rosberg right behind us. I think he's gone back to Verstappen on his tail as well. We don't have straight line speed, if I've mentioned over and over again in this race. And no, Rosberg's going to go for the move. It's into a 130R again. We're trying to squeeze him to the inside, but we're trying to keep Verstappen behind us all. This is going to be so intense. Going for the switchback into the final chicane. We've executed that perfectly. I'm very proud of that move, but we've gone a little bit too deep into the chicane. Can we get onto the power? So now, it's the run to the line. Bit of oversteer there. We've been hit from behind. Rosberg spun us around. We've hit the bollard. We've lost positions. Can we turn the car around? Oh no, we've hit the pit wall as well. Can we secure a point or two? I'm not sure if I've run out of fuel, but the car is very slow. I must have run out of fuel. Oh no, we're going to finish outside the points. It's P11. Oh no, what a disastrous second half of the race. Started P2 and we end up finishing P11. We'll see a replay because I didn't actually get any replay footage. So we get oversteer and look in the right mirror. You can just see Rosberg just gives us a nudge. Nearly spins us into the pits. I don't know if I'd have been better off reversing over the line. Thinking back, I probably should have. I might have got a point or two. That is so frustrating. And we get no points from the Japanese Grand Prix. So Palmer takes the victory from Hamilton and Magnussen. Great race for the Renault team there. I'm sure they'll be securing the Constructors' Championship very soon. The 2 Ferraris, we should have finished in P6, but Nico hit me. Oh, so frustrating. And Alonso actually scores points again. So that's 2 races in a row after not scoring all season. So well done to him. And we look further down. A shocking race for the Force India team. 11th and 14th. The one-stop strategy didn't work for us. The 4-stop strategy didn't work for Nico. In the driver's standings, no change between myself and Nico. Of course, still trying to beat him, but we can see the gap at the top has closed down. it's starting to look like the two Renault drivers. Verstappen was dominating at the start of the season, but the middle section of the season just hasn't gone well for him at all. Behind me and Hulkenberg, Hamilton and Vettel close in, so yeah, the quicker teams starting to pick up pace in terms of development and scoring points and putting the Force Indians under pressure. So in terms of the constructors, Ferrari have jumped us after a very poor weekend for us. But of course, we'll be trying to fight back, aiming for that P2. Renault have won this, of course. And yeah, 2 to 4 is going to be very intense, maybe even with Mercedes as well. So if you have enjoyed this Japanese Grand Prix, please do leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time out. Goodbye.